I'm gonna tell you a story time of how I found out my ex had a whole family that lived down the street from me. So it was the summer of 2019. I just ended a relationship, an emotional abusive relationship of 4.5 years. Oh my God, I was devastated. Like, completely devastated. That was the worst thing that had happened to me in that time. So I was in therapy doing all the things. Me and my bed, we had a very tight relationship. The relationship was too good. So one day my therapist wanted me to go out. At the time, it was a friend's birthday, and we were going to this little happy hour spot called Jim's Place. It was popping on Wednesdays in Jacksonville. It was like from 5:30 to 10. So I go out and I meet several guys that night, and I met this one guy in particularly. Let's call him Mr. Banks. So me and Mr. Banks, we hit it off. It was actually supposed to be a one night stand, but I got so scared. I at the last minute I couldn't do it. Like, it sounded good, but when it was time to like, all right, let's go, I couldn't do it. So the next day he hit me up and we went out on a lunch date, hit it off, had a great time, great conversation. So from then we continued to date, or we started our dating journey. Okay, cool. During this time in my life, I did not want to be a girlfriend. 'Cause keep in mind, I'm just ending an emotional abusive relationship for 4.5 years. And even when I was in that relationship, like, I knew it was coming to an end, and I was telling myself, I don't want to be a girlfriend no more. I want to date and marry. So, okay, me and Mr. Banks kicking it. Like, we kicking it hard. I was dating several guys at the time. Oh my God, I had such an elaborate dating life, and it was amazing. It was so much fun. For like 2.5, 3 months, I was tired. Every other day of the week, I'm doing something with someone. So eventually Mr. Banks kind of like caught on to that, and he started to occupy all of my time. And that was cool because I liked him. So one day we're in the car, and we're in the car, he's on the phone, and I hear him say, yeah, I'm with my girl. So inside I died. I was like, fuck, here we go again. Because that was like a pattern. I'll be with a man, we'll go on a couple of dates, spend a lot of time together, and the next thing you know, I'm in this long relationship that I didn't even know if I wanted or not. So, okay, whatever. So we in this relationship, and everything's going good. We're literally together every single day. Weekends, we're kind of touch and go, but we're together every single day. We're out and about in public every day, right? I'm at his house, he's at my house. So a year go by, this is 2020, he helped me accomplish a major goal. And the day I accomplished that goal, we got into it bad, and it was outside of the norm. So the Holy Spirit told me to look him up again, because I looked him up before, nothing came up. The Holy Spirit said, look him up again. I looked him up. He had an entire family who lived down the street from me. All right, so like I said, when I first met him, I looked him up because of the type of career he had. It scared the shit out of me. So when I looked him up, nothing popped up. So I was like, okay, cool, we're good to go. But I was still like, no on a one night stand, because that's not me. I'm not about that life. Like, what you gonna do when I get to your house? I'm scared. So when we got into it, don't get me wrong, we had arguments, right? But at that time, our communication was so on point. We would do things or say things to each other that we didn't like, and we would discuss it, move on from it. It was up until that point, that was like one of the healthiest relationships I've ever participated in. So when I accomplished this goal and me and him got into it that day, it threw me off so much because that wasn't our norm. So I'm like, that just didn't feel good. And it was like little things that like that week did not feel good. So Holy Spirit said, look him up. So okay, I go and look him up, Duval Clerk of Court, and his child support papers came back. Now, let me take you back. When I first met him, he told me he had one child. I was like, okay, cool. He told me the baby was 2 years old. Him and the mother, they're no longer together. Okay, cool. So remember I told you we're together every single day. So I met him in August. By December, I had to sit down with him and I was like, hey, listen, you know, you and this baby is really concerning me because I'm with you all day, every day. No one ever calls you at daycare about this baby. Don't babies get sick in daycare? I mean, I don't have kids, but don't you have to pick him up sometimes if they got a fever or something? And I never seen a car seat at his house. There's no signs of any babies. So I was like, did you tell me you had a child to like protect yourself in the sense of you don't know if I'm going to be clingy or not? You can like, did you lie? Because right now it's giving you do not have a child, and that's starting to concern me. So he was like, no, I do have a kid. I'm just super protective. I don't want to bring my child around everyone. I said, listen, I'm not trying to get an introduction to your child. I just want to make sure a child exists. And I was like, well, I'm gonna tell you like this. If I discover you are a deadbeat father, I'm out. That is a non-negotiable for me. And so left it at that. Okay, cool. So fast forward to 2020. This is like July. Man, that's like September 2020. And I looked them up and I see child support. So I was like, okay. You know, things could change, you know, to see child support. Bitch. The child support was for an 8-year-old who lived in another city. You told me your baby was 2 years old. Your baby was local. Because in December when I had that conversation, I had a list of questions about this child. Like, is the child local? Do you still communicate with the mother? Does the child have any disabilities? Like, I was like trying to figure out, why don't I hear anything about your child? So from what you told me, there was a 2-year-old who is local that is your child. According to the clerk of court, this is an 8-year-old whose mother is out the city looking for child support. What the fuck going on? So I'm digging. I'm reading. I'm reading the statements. I'm reading everything. Like, I even went as far as to requesting documents. So with our clerk of court system, you have the public view, but when you log in, you have access to a little more. But then you also have to request certain documents, so you have even more access. So I created a fake email, a fake password, and logged in with that. And then I requested those documents. I had to wait about a couple of days to get them. So I am reading everything. I'm off on my best friend and I'm reading everything. And as I'm reading everything, my heart is breaking because there was one incident in particularly. It was homecoming. And he went to homecoming. I did not go. And so it was a Sunday that I remember vividly. I called and I was like, I miss you so much. I'm ready for you to come home. So he told me, well, we getting ready to go have brunch. And I was like, man, you've been with your friends all weekend. I want you to come home. So he was like, well, let me see. Let me call you right back. He called me back and he was like, I'm on my way. According to the court documents, brunch was supposed to be with his child. Why would I didn't know, right? I would never tell you to not go to brunch with your child and come home to me. But I did not know. But that was just so heartbreaking. So in the court documents, I keep seeing this address that does not belong to him, not the house that I've been at. I'm like, what address is this? And then, so I Googled the address. So when I Googled the address, a name popped up. Now, this particular name was a unisex name. And funny enough, I remember seeing that name because he was signed on to his Amazon Prime on my TV. And that was one of the profiles. But it's a unisex name. So I just thought that was a homeboy. You know how we share passwords and stuff. I Facebooked the name. And when I Facebooked the name, it was a woman. Then I'm going through the girl profile. And I see that she got a 2-year-old child. So I'm like, do you have like what baby? Like, what's happening right now? So I wrote the girl, but not like that. No, so I'm like, bitch, shut up. Not like that. I was like, hey, my name is Jasmine. I am in a relationship with Mr. Banks. Are you and Mr. Banks together? Is that your child? Do y'all share that child on your profile together? So she wrote me back and she was like, well, hey, Jasmine, or should I call you number 3? Yes. So we had this, and we had a conversation, and she just ran everything down to me. And now, keep in mind, I'm with this man every day. We're traveling together. We're in public. I had no clue. Also, keep in mind, because we were together so much, and remember in the beginning of the story, I didn't want to be a girlfriend, so I didn't want to spend the night with you. I didn't want to meet your parents. I didn't want an exclusive relationship, but I did like you. So, that's why it was a little easy for him to, I wasn't the typical girlfriend, so to speak. It was like, okay, you're gone. Like, it would be times he'll call. I'm like, hey, I'm reading the book. I'm going to call you back. So, that was my vibe. And honestly, I wouldn't change that. I don't want to be on nobody's ass anyway. But, yeah, so, I'm going to come back. Hold on. So, this woman is like giving me the whole rundown. I'm like, well, girl, where were you when we went here? Where were you during this time? And she was just like, honestly, I don't know. I just had this baby, and I'm just, going through it. This is my second kid. No, don't make me lie. That was her first child. And yeah, and I'm just like, okay, but we be at this house and whatever. She was like, yeah, I know he still got that house and whatever, but we in this apartment, and I was just like, my mom, I was so mad, y'all. I was pissed. So, okay, hang up on you, done with you. So, I called his parents because Mr. Banks, he overly cared how people saw him. Like, on paper, check, 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 check. Like, he values the public perception of him. I called his parents. And mind you, I never met his parents. I met his dad like once, right? But I never met his parents like for real. And so they don't know who I am. I Googled them too. Found their number. I said, excuse me, Mr. Banks' mom and dad. I am Jasmine. And this what's been going on for the past year and a half. Me and his parents had a good conversation. First, I talked to his mama. His mama was like, I can't believe what's going on, blah, blah. That poor girl over there, blah, blah, blah. Call his daddy. Yes, ma'am. Here's his father's number. Yes, ma'am. Called the daddy. We talked. Oh, yeah, he was pissed at me. And so, I called his mentor. Mind, these people don't know me. These people do not know me at all. And I said he was so mad. He was so mad because he values, people's perception of him. Don't care. So then, like, he would tell me stories about this ex-girlfriend. And so called her too, found a number, called her, and she really brought everything together as far as like, his upbringing, all these things and whatever that I didn't know and whatever. So she was like, girl, run, don't look back, run. I was like, damn. So then the girl who got the child support on the 8-year-old that was out of town called her. Me, I was on the phone. Oh, baby, he was on the phone for some hours. Like, and I was just like, what the hell? I could not believe any of this. So yeah, so that's my story. How I found, and then yes. When I found out, I was out. That was it. I was done. Baby, I ain't want this relationship anyway. Don't get me wrong, it was like devastating and whatever, but that's the fastest thing I've ever gotten over in my life because it was like, whatever, I'm good. Like, I ain't want this situation anyway. So I said all that to say, look these niggas up. Look them up. Oh, but let me bring it all together for you, right? So clearly you see my page and I talk about sexual health and pleasure, right? So remember I told you I was in an emotionally abusive relationship. Now, to give you a time, I'm in my 20s, my mid-20s. And STI testing, HIV testing wasn't of significance. I did it for myself, right? But requiring a partner to, no. But when I was in that relationship, the abusive one, which I'll do a story time on that one of these days, when I found out when me and him broke up, like, it was beyond cheating. Like, he had some bitches, okay? So bad to the point where I got it to his Instagram and he inboxing randoms. That changed my life forever because I was like, damn, you could have bought me anything. So boom, now I'm in this relationship with Mr. Banks. I'm standing on business. You cannot touch me without a condom. You got to get tested. So I remember early in our relationship with me and Mr. Banks, we started but we used or rubber. And I was like, hey, I need you to go get tested. And he was like, well, because I work for, this is my profession, I get tested. I don't give a damn. I don't see those test results. I need to see them for myself. Week go by, no test results. Week and a half. I said, hey, I asked you for these test results like 2 weeks ago and I haven't received them. I'm starting to become concerned. So you're not touching me until I see your test results. Next day, he went and got tested and he sent me the test results. Okay, cool. So the whole relationship, we always use a rubber. We always use rubber. Maybe twice we did not, right? And that would be an issue in our relationship. Like, he did not like that I stuck to using rubbers. Fast forward later, you got a whole woman you laid up with, that you lay up with every night. You damn right. When I tell you, that was the most satisfying thing ever, to know that I set a boundary and I stuck with it, because you sleeping with this girl, and keep in mind, she didn't leave him, and that's her business. They end up having another child, so you're having unprotected sex with somebody already, and you want to have unprotected sex with me too? Fuck no. Stand on business. Get tested. Make sure you see their test results, and still use a damn condom, because even after I saw his results, I still use a condom, and I'm so thankful that I did. You see what I'm saying? You with me now?
Some men can be just so disgusting. Like, what do you need so many sexual partners for? And then, why do you want to be raw dogging everybody? Y'all must not be scared of like STDs and stuff. Like, that's crazy. How that man literally had a whole family down the street from that girl and she didn't even know it. These men out here could be so scary. That's why I'm cool on y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you, baby. Y'all be out here wilding. I'm cool on it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and leave those comments in the comment section down below. And stay tuned for the next video.